What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brennan. I'm BManX45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have a battle report update for the Digimon TCG of the regionals we just played here yesterday. It was the Booster Box regionals on October 19th. We played all 9 rounds. Didn't do as good as the last 2 events, but we had a great start. So we're going to go through, we're going to talk about the deck. Again, we piloted Imperialdramon again. It's just been working so well for us. We decided, why change things up? And we were starting out really strong. Didn't get through to the, end as strong, and just had kind of a bad end to it, and part of that was my fault. I got a little bit greedy there, but we'll talk about that as we get into the video here. But we're going to go through, we're going to talk about the deck list, we're going to talk about little changes that I made or things I might change again. Misplays, I had a couple misplays, things I didn't even think about, just because they have never come up for me yet before. But other than that, I had a lot of fun matches. They were really, really good. Had a lot of strong matches in the beginning, and then just kind of fell off the wagon there at the end. But we're going to talk about it. We still got top 128, so we still topped this event, just not as good as the last 2 with top 32s in both the Ultimate Cup and the regionals that preceded this. But hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. So like I said, we played Imperialdramon here. We came in 1/16th with a final record of 4 wins, 4 losses, and 1 tie. And that would have actually been potentially 4 wins, 3 losses, and 2 ties. But we'll get to the round where we we settled it outside of normal methods. So again, the deck here, I've changed a few things as of the last time. I had put in a second Lydramon and dropped the EX1 XVmon, because if you get it in hand, it's just not as good. I never swing with it for a jamming check. I just never do that. And I always, I've never, because there's so much things that can go wrong in the game with aces and other things. So I've never attempted that. We have here, these are the guys you want because you can drop them for 4, which is just so good. Him having to drop for 5 is just unfortunate. So I thought Lydramon, yeah, you drop him for 5 too, but he counts as a green and a blue. So whatever you're missing, sometimes if you get all of one color, having that dual color really helps in just getting you what you need to go into that end turn DNA Digivolution. So I definitely think, I didn't think that I missed the the EX1 XV, but I mean, there's definitely times when I was like, man, I need a blue. Excuse me. The thing that makes not having the jamming so good is if you can set up a primogenitor beforehand. That way, if you do if you do swing with the Imperialdramon and it dies, you can just stop that and Digivolve right into the Imperialdramon, either any of them basically. So that's really good. The problem is you have to have that setup going, which isn't always the easiest, but it actually never came up. But I definitely don't think I would change that. I think this guy is more valuable than the EX1, so I do like that change. Everything else was pretty much the same, except we dropped one of these Imperialdramon for this guy. I didn't think that was a bad choice. This guy's pretty cool, the BT12 guy. He strips 3 sources from all your opponent's Digimon, and then if it's a DNA Digivolution, then they can't swing next turn. So that can shut off a lot of suspension effects, which are really, really good. There's also end of attack. Gain 1 memory if this guy has an Imperialdramon on him. That's really cool because that just lets you go and gain so much more memory. And it's not once per turn. So if you have Fighter Mode Ace or Paladin mode that can make 2 swings, you're getting 2 memory from those attacks. So that's really, really good. Other than that, nothing else has changed. There was times that I felt like I drew into this too much, but I really love it. So there's other times when I actually needed it and couldn't draw it. So, I mean, it's one of those things. I think you need to play 3. I think it's better than 2. I was just hoping that I would see it in security more, and it never comes off security, like ever. Which is hilarious. You play 3 of it. I play 2 of this, and I see that in security more. So that's That's pretty funny. I see this insecurity more than I see that in, and there's only one of that. So just interesting things that happen here. You got to keep the searchers at 4. I do like this combo, this 2-1 combo, because this can be really good for decreased costs once you get a couple Davis Ken on the board, and then the plus 2,000 does come up. In fact, I actually was wishing I had more of this guy, but honestly, this guy's just better if you can get Tamers on the board. Part of me would like to play the Magnamon build, but I love Hexablau so much that I just couldn't see myself cutting that card for a Magnamon X-Antibody. And I don't really want to cut anything else. I can't think of it anyways, but if you guys think of anything that I could cut for a Magnamon, like the only thing I could think of is I could cut a level 5 and run 6 level 5s, and that kind of seems a little bit dangerous to me, just because sometimes you really want that level 5 and you just don't get it. The rookie lineup, I guess I could probably cut a card for that, but I just like my rookie lineup so much that especially because you want VMons if you're going to do the armor play. I would probably, if I was going to do the armor play, I'd probably cut at least one of these Stingmons for a third Lydramon, and I would probably cut one of my rookies, I think, for a Magnamon, because I really like my level 6 lineup as it is, and I don't really want to take anything out because they're just so good. But other than that, I don't know what else I would do. I mean, I could cut this guy, but I really like end of turn DNA. There's a couple of games where I basically couldn't go off because I didn't have the end of, I saved all the end of turn DNAs in my hand and I couldn't play them for free because they like popped my Tamers. And so I was in a bad position because I had these guys in the back, which sometimes you just got to put one of these guys in the back. If I see this guy and I have either him or him in my hand, I'm putting this guy in the back. Because worst comes to worst, I have my end of turn DNA Digivolution, and sometimes this guy's searchability really sucks. But I mean, I play him to have a 9th copy of that inheritable effect. So I mean, there is that. Other than that, I honestly don't think I would change the deck. It runs really well. I might put this back to 3 and take this guy out. But I mean, there was never a time where I had this guy and I wasn't like, man, if he was this guy, it would be better. It just never didn't happen. If it was this guy, it'd be better, but I'm already running 4 of that, and I can't really fix that. So I think this guy has his own merits. There were a couple times where he came up and was good, because you don't always need to attack twice. Sometimes, especially if you're potentially getting aced, this guy is awful if you're getting aced. At least if you go into this guy, and you could just use something like this, or just go into a dragon mode, and then you have that memory gain, and then you can attack and gain memory. That's pretty decent. And then maybe potentially lets you memory choke your opponent. But that's the deck anyways, and I think it's running as well as it can run. And I don't think I'm going to change anything really to do with it. Because, I mean, if anything, I'd do the Magnamon build. I'd put some Magnamon in it, just because I think that is a strong, something your opponent might not be, really... And it's a free trait Digimon too, so that really helps. But it's not something your opponent's always going to expect. They're not expecting the Hexablau all the time too, although Hexablau does shut off all your abilities. So I attacked with him when I shouldn't have, when I didn't have something else on the board to kind of maintain control, just to get a couple checks in. And the check, I hit a 12k. He doesn't get jamming off of the inheritables and no boosts and stuff like that. So he died, and then his effect's no longer there to stop my opponent from going off. So that was unfortunate, and another misplay I made is, we'll talk about it a little bit, is with this guy. I could have put my entire deck, because I had decked out, and I was able to ace at the end of my turn into him. I could have put my entire deck back on so that the game wouldn't have ended, but I didn't because I was foolish, but we'll get into that in a second. Round 1, I faced Dex Doru, 2-0'd him. My deck was running really well. It was putting stuff out. I was just able to get to my pieces faster than him. Deck 2 Blue Hybrid, 2-0'd again. Again, I just had really good hands and was able to outspeed and out-turbo him. And I really know what I'm doing against that deck now. The Dex Doru was a little bit weird because I hadn't faced it myself, but I had played Dex Doru, and I had played both Dex Doru, and I had played Luga, so I kind of knew the play style. So it was easy. Round 3, I was able to 2-0 Mirage. Mirage is a scary matchup for me, but if he bricked pretty hard, so unfortunately it wasn't that hard of a matchup. And then round 4, I faced the Galaxy deck, which is basically like Mirage with the Nightclaw and and Light Fang, I think it is. And I got totally abysmally destroyed. Unfortunately, I had decent hands, but that deck is just nuts. The Galaxy deck is just nuts. Like, he just went off, and it was unfortunate that I couldn't do anything. So yeah, I just died. It was over in a flash, 2-0 in a flash. So that was my first loss. I went into round 4 with 1 loss. Round 5, again, Blue Hybrid, I was able to win 2-1. So we did go to game 3. He had a good game, and I had 2 good ones as well. Round 6, we did. I lost 2-0 to Levia. Anubis is really hard against my deck, and if they get it really fast, it just sucks, because if I can't get rid of it the next turn, it's game over really after that. He can just pop my level 5s, and then I bricked really hard both games. I called that my one attack was going to hit a Biting Crush, and it did. It was the first top security card, and I called that I was going to hit a Biting Crush, and I did. So it was an all downhill battle, unfortunately, in game 6. Round 7, this isn't a tie. It didn't turn out as a tie, but it was a tie to Megazoo, the Dark Masters with the Mother Control. That is just stupid. Just sitting on a 15k blocker every turn that your opponent can't get around. Like, the only deck that could get around that would be like metal. Like War Greymon. Like, War Greymon would be like, yep, I got 20,000 DP, or and the fact that Mother can't be affected by effects is just nuts, because now you just need Tamer Hate in that matchup, and then it's like, whatever, you can't block now. So yeah, I definitely think that the Shoto Mother thing needs to be thought about, because that just seems so dumb. It's so hard to get around. But anyways, I won 1 match. I lost another match. I did deck out, and I completely forgot that I would have been able to put my opponent's trash, or my trash onto my deck. So I basically, that was my bad. I shouldn't, and I mean, it wouldn't have changed things. I mean, I might have not won, but I might have also not lost that match. So it wasn't going in my favor anyways. But I had control of the board, and I would have had a Paladin mode on the board that could have potentially attacked. It could have potentially attacked and then unsuspended and get around the Mothers. So that was my bad, unfortunately, and I misplayed that hard, because I didn't think about putting. I was thinking about putting my opponent's trash in their deck, so they can't do things, not mine. But it does save you from decking out, so you got to remember that. But yeah, that Megazoo matchup was bad. We didn't even get to game 3, so it was technically a tie, because we were started in overtime, so no one would have been able to win in 2 turns or 5 minutes. But then the guy he got my greed going. He said, well, hey, do you want to just, roll for it? And because, we both only have 2 losses, so if we get another win and we manage to win the last couple matches, one of us might get top 16. Now, top 16 wasn't super important for, because I probably wouldn't be going to nationals, just because it's hard for me to get off Vancouver Island and then go there. That's a lot of big expense, unless I had planned kind of a vacation around the same time and was trying to get a free entry. So yeah, definitely I think the nationals thing wouldn't have worked for me, but I think, and so I wanted to take the tie, because I knew if I got 2 wins after a tie, and if I got 2 losses and a tie and I won the last 2 matches, I'd get top 32, because I'd basically done the same bracket, or the same bracket the last 2 tournaments, 6-2 or 6-1-2, and so but my greed got going, because I wanted to potentially get the top 16, even just to say I had top 16 or even top 8 and get the Omnimon, if I could really pull it out. And so definitely I should have definitely taken the tie, but I decided to roll for it. I rolled the dice. He called evens. I rolled an 18, and I cried a little inside after that, because I got greedy and I should have never, done that. So then we went into round 8, I tied to red hybrid. The first game was super long, which is weird because we're both turbo decks. And then I won the second game. Where he won the second game, I can't remember. But either way, we tied. We didn't even again get to go into round 3. We didn't even start. So yeah, that was where I got my actual tie for the day. And then I thought I'd probably be able to win round 9. I faced Wargreymon. I bricked game 1, and I didn't do much better game 2, and he just destroyed me. Oh gosh, just killing my tamers all day long. Hurt so much. Freaking Gaia Force or Dark Gaia Force or whatever it's called. And then just Black Wargreymon. So awful. No, it was not fun at all. And yeah, I literally had both tamers on board, and he managed to kill both of them. So I had nothing at the end, so it was unfortunate. And then again, with the not having that DNA Digivolve end of turn sometimes really, really hurt, because I'd have enough memory to maintain turn, but I wouldn't have one, especially when he killed this. I didn't have enough memory to put out a level 3 so that I could Digivolve, and either have that on the board or just even have more, have memory above 0 to just do a free, Digivolution without passing turn. So yeah, this deck's really good, but if they can kill your tamers or send your tamers back to the bottom of the deck, Hexablau, it is very detrimental to you, and it does not help at all. But anyways, that is what happened. I still got top 128, so I do get an extra event pack. I was hoping for top 64, because really what I'm interested in is the event packs for keeping, and then anything else is a sell above that. Like if I get top 32, I pretty much sold all of my finalist cards, and I'd probably sell the Omnimon, although apparently it's not worth that much anymore. But I'm just collecting the event packs. So for me, regionals is all about getting top 64 just so I can get as much event packs as possible. And then after that fact, it's about trying to do my best and see if I can crack that top bracket, because so far I have not been able to crack top 16 or top 8. So I'll be very excited if I can get that in the future. We got an Ultimate Cup again this week. I'm going to have to be practicing the deck if this is the deck I want to take again, just because it's definitely a very powerful deck, and I know it very well. So I'd have to really pick another deck that I know really well that's going to do well. But I think this is probably the choice I'm going to go with. If we make any other changes, we'll have to wait and see. But I think I just had some bad hands, and that just accounted for some non-optimal play challenges, which is funny because I don't think anyone that I faced did tremendously well after. Like anyone who beat me, I looked at the rankings and they didn't do tremendously well. So I mean, they probably had about the same luck as I did, just not in our match. But anyways, tell me what your guys' thoughts are down below. What I could do better. If there's any deck choices I could make. Are you gonna call me scrub because I screwed up with that Imperialdramon? And let me know down below what you think about these battle report updates, and we'll keep bringing them to you like we usually do. Looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. And as always, have a wonderful day. And that's all for now, folks.